Something felt off about the oatmeal my stepmom made, so I suspiciously brought it up to my nose and took a sniff. Sure enough, there was this weird smell I couldn't quite put my finger on. I immediately knew something was up with the porridge, so I jumped out of bed and tried to find any trace of evidence in it. But I came up empty-handed. I had no choice but to grab a container from the cabinet and quickly dump all the oatmeal into it. I immediately called my friend to meet up, but as I was heading downstairs and out the door, my stepmom suddenly called out to me from the kitchen. Turns out some liquid was leaking from my backpack, and she just noticed it. She was trying to be nice and help me wipe down my bag, but I got so nervous I started rambling incoherently, then quickly turned around and bolted out of there. My stepmom had no idea what was going on. When she crouched down to wipe the floor, she realized what was dripping wasn't water at all. I headed to the spot where I was supposed to meet my friend. I wanted her to help me get the oatmeal tested at a lab to see if my stepmom had drugged it. But because of my history with mental health issues, my friend didn't believe my theory at all. She even told me I shouldn't be suspicious of my stepmom. I lost it and started yelling at her, which totally freaked her out, and she just took off running. That evening, my stepmom made this huge dinner, but I just sat there, not touching my food. My dad knew I had issues with my stepmom, so he was trying to carefully convince me to eat. But then I made this weird request. I thought there was too much fat on my plate, and as I was about to switch plates with my dad, my stepmom, who'd been watching all this, finally spoke up with clear frustration. She pointed out that mine was cooked medium well, while my dad's steak was rare. My stepmom had finally had enough and said she was done with my ridiculous behavior. My dad saw us going at it and tried to get us to stop fighting at the dinner table. But I grabbed my plate and stormed into the kitchen, immediately started packing up the food. I wanted to take it to a testing lab to prove my stepmom had been drugging me. When I saw my dad trying to stop me, I grabbed a knife from the table and warned him not to come any closer. And while my dad and I were in this standoff, my stepmom pulled out her phone and called the cops. At that moment, my little brother tried to talk me down too, saying there was no reason for my stepmom to drug me. I bolted upstairs and rushed into my stepmom's room, locking the door behind me. As I was tearing through drawers and cabinets looking for evidence, my dad just straight up barged through the door. He came in and started trying to reason with me emotionally. He was almost getting through to me, almost had me calming down, when suddenly my stepmom appeared. That just set me off all over again. That's when the cops showed up and arrested me on the spot for threatening someone with a knife. So why did things between my stepmom and me get this bad? Not long ago, my mom got diagnosed with a terminal illness. We hired a hospice nurse to take care of her. That nurse was my current stepmom. At the time, my mom's condition was relatively stable, but ever since we brought in this nurse, my mom's health took a nosedive. She passed away not long after. What I never expected was that I'd accidentally catch my dad hooking up with the nurse. At first, I really hated my stepmom. I made things difficult for her every chance I got, and even when I was hanging out with friends, I was like obsessed, always assuming the worst about everything she did. Eventually, my friend had enough and gave me a reality check. After her honest talk, I finally realized I was being way too harsh, so I tried to make things right with my stepmom. We were